All right, greetings. Welcome back to Blackburn News, where everything is connected. What's up, y'all? I don't know. Sorry, I kind of messed up with Odyssey, and it takes a little time for Odyssey to grab your live stream post, and so I set it up right when I was starting the show. Whoopsie. So I don't know if it's gonna show up as the right post today. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. So sorry, Odyssey might be a little funky. Substack gets weird too, definitely. But we are on Substack, so Substack is happening. It's live, and it's happening when we're live on YouTube, of course, because everybody's here commenting on YouTube. Hello. What is good, y'all? All right, let's get into it because lots of news today and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just that it might be showing up as the wrong video today. I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's the stream is on, but it's under the wrong title or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see, but we can remedy that in post, bro. Yeah, I think it's going, but it's on the wrong. No. So this is the wrong video, I think. Or no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about it right now because we got things to talk about. We're going to talk about things. Yeah, that's what's happening, Kate. But it may flip over to the right video eventually. I don't know. I don't know how to rectify that one. I just messed up. Yeah, you have to set the Odyssey video like really early. And yeah, so there is a stream going on Odyssey. It's just under the wrong title for now. Oh boy, it's hot. In Southern California, it's already hot. Already hot. It's been hot. It's going to stay hot for a couple more days at least. The heat is tripping. Tripping, I say. I guess we'll just start there. Astonishing March temperatures across the U.S. Just wait until August, especially with the likely whopper of a super El Nino on the way. And with the chaos going on in the world and possible chaos in happening in the economy, the likelihood that countries will have an ability to respond to higher heat extremes and what that might mean in the near term, I don't know. I don't know. This is a crazy amount of heat, though, for this date. And I imagine we're just going to see more outliers like this happening, becoming normal. Of course. Of course. Dare I say the new normal. The new normal is for wild, wacky stuff. And most likely how it's going to go into the future. But it's weird. I mean, I remember 2000, I don't know, 17, 18, around there. We had some insane summer temperatures here in LA. There were a lot of fires, a lot of wildfires all summer. And I remember it being several times over the summer 107, 108. Got into the 115s and 20s occasionally. We haven't really had that happening in the summer for the last few years. Maybe that's a La Nina thing. Maybe it's just right. There are natural variations, so there's going to be a natural variation towards cooler, hotter. So on a natural variation scale, the cooler moments are going to get warmer, and the warmer moments are going to get warmer. So I don't know what that means for the summer. If this is a moment when the warmer moments get warmer, kind of looks that way. Malcolm says, yeah, basically, this is basically it. Oil and food shocks are going to be foreplay to the main event. Sure. Where is it? I had another post here. Jet stream gone wild. You'll be hearing about a ton of extreme weather this week, from tornadoes to brutal heat to bitter cold. The reason is highly amplified jet stream with max winds 200 miles per hour. Yo, you can see the really big north to south waves. When the jet is this amped, mayhem happens. The huge dip in the east taps winter cold from the Arctic and propels it all the way to the Gulf Coast. At the same time, a monster western U.S. heat dome, the likes of which we have never seen in March, will bake the U.S. Southwest with historic spring numbers up to 110 this week, and a rare high and severe weather threat on Monday, with a high tornado potential on the East Coast. 200 mile per hour flight level wins. Hmm. Okay. Malcolm says we have discovered thermal convection in Greenland. Ice, just like magma under the earth. Yeah, I'm sure we have. Oh, here we go. Okay, the stream on Odyssey has showed up under the right name. So if you want to watch on Odyssey, just go to Odyssey. It should be there under the, the black gold. All is well on Odyssey, I think. What is the deal? What is the deal? All right. So the wartime stuff keeps on giving. Oil extends gains to rise 5.6% after Iran attacks Gulf energy facilities. Well, I think we attacked one of their facilities as well. Oil prices settled higher on Wednesday and climbed further in extended trade after Iran attacked several energy facilities across the Middle East following a strike on its South Pars gas field, which started it. It's funny because the headline makes it seem like Iran attacked us. Iran is bombing us into a prior time in history. But no, what happened was Israel bombed their gas field, and then Israel bombed their gas field, and then they struck back. So that's, if you were being honest, you would word it thusly. But no, they're not wording it thusly. They're saying Iran attacked several energy facilities following a strike on its South Pars gas field, a major escalation in its war with U.S. and Israel. No, Israel or we struck the South Pars gas field, a major escalation in our war with Iran. That's how they should. So Reuters, being the bootlicking stenographers that they are, Brent futures were up 5.6%. Settling at $107 a barrel. West Texas got up to 96 dollars a barrel. We've also released more oil from our strategic petroleum reserve. Let me say that again. Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Qatar's state oil and gas company said the Roslafen industrial city and energy industry hub had suffered extensive damage after it was hit by Iranian missiles. Saudi Arabia said it had intercepted and destroyed multiple ballistic missiles launched toward Riyadh and an attempted drone attack on a gas facility in the east of the country. Iran has issued an evacuation warning for several energy facilities across Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar, saying that they would be targeted by strikes in the coming hours. The warning followed an attack on Iran's South Pars gas field, which Israeli media reported was carried out by Israel with U.S. consent. Neither country acknowledged immediate responsibility. And the war has halted shipments via the Strait of Hormuz. Total output cuts in the Middle East are estimated at 7 to 10 million barrels per day, or 7 to 10% of global demand. Yeah, so that's happening. What really happened was Israel hit Iran's South Pars facility, the world's largest natural gas field. Overnight, Israel bombed Iranian facilities linked to South Pars, the largest. Anyways, I'm not going to read the same thing over and over again. Gulf countries, including Oman, have condemned the strike as a dangerous escalation. Yes, that's what is actually happening. We escalated. We escalated. We escalated. We escalated. Gulf countries, including Oman, have condemned the strike as a dangerous escalation, and the United Arab Emirates said it posed a threat to global energy security. Even Trump reportedly is reportedly against further strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure. So that's happening. Oh, let's see. You have Pete Hegseth doing a weird little Nazi salute here. They blew up Kenny. Yeah.
That is overwhelming force applied with precision. And again, today will be the largest.
This little maniac. And he is a little maniac.
Strike package yet, just like yesterday was. As I've said from day one, our capabilities continue to build. Iran's continue to degrade. We're hunting.
What was that?
Day one, our capabilities continue to
So
build.
weird.
Iran's continue to degrade. We're hunting and striking death and destruction from above. That is overwhelming force applied with precision. And again, today will be.
These guys are really into it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Bella? How you doing? Well, people around the Trump administration or affiliated with Trump just keep accidentally doing doing the thing with the hand. So weird. So freaking weird. So we have some reports that the US Navy is not doing optimally. This is the Gerald Ford on fire. 200 sailors injured. They claimed it was a laundry room fire. Sure.
In flames, forward section looks completely torn open. Rescue boats are hitting it with water from both sides. Smoke's climbing fast. We'll keep our distance up here.
There's another report on this. Hold on one second. Oh. Oh, sorry. Just having things randomly start on my phone. Sorry, I've lost. Where was it? Dang it. Apparently, you have issues with the boats. Apparently, boats are leaving the Strait of Hormuz, or American U.S. military ships. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find what I was looking for. I don't know where it went. Well, anyways, I could not find that post. I got too many tabs open, y'all. This is crazy. We're going to unsanction Iranian oil. I guess it did, extra bullet. I guess it did. Ooh. Loungerifier. Yeah. Apparently things are going so well, we're going to unsanction Iranian oil so that we can steal it. This is some wild, and they're telling you about it on US national mainstream media. This is some wild stuff. Listen to this.
Maria, to be clear, this is a coordinated effort. We had a break the glass plan across the administration and at Treasury. We unsanctioned Russian oil. We knew that there were about 130 million barrels on the water, and we created supply that is beyond the Straits of Hormuz. So we anticipated this. We knew that there could be.
So we broke our own sanctions in order to steal oil. I mean, this is wild.
A temporary, and I want to emphasize temporary choke point there. And there was 130 million barrels of floating storage. In the coming days, we may unsanction the Iranian oil that's on the water. It's about 140 million barrels. So depending on how you count it, that's 10 days to 2 weeks of supply that the Iranians had been pushing out. That would have all gone to China. In essence, we will be using the Iranian barrels against.
We're stealing China's oil. Oil from Iran going to China. We're stealing their oil. This is going to be awesome. This is great.
The Iranians to keep the price down for the next 10 or 14 days as we continue this campaign. So we have lots of levers. We've got plenty more that we can do. The largest coordinated SPR release in history, 400 million barrels, was approved last week. And
on top of that, we're releasing oil to keep. I am telling you, this is top of mind for them. Is not letting energy prices spiral out of control. Because if it goes up too much higher and stays there for too much longer, the economy is teetering on the brink. And when people are not going to be able to make their credit card payments or their mortgage payments or buy food or whatever, because oil is now $8 a gallon at the gas station or whatever, that's when things get really, really hairy. They know that. They absolutely know that. And they're trying their damnedest to keep things under control.
countries are going to do more. The U.S. could unilaterally do another SPR release to keep the price down. As you will have noted, WTI and its European counterpart Brent have substantially diverged over the past few trading sessions. They were trading right on top of each other last week, and this is because the U.S., thanks to President Trump in his first term, the continuing efforts here, is virtually energy independent.
Yeah.
And when President Trump says our allies should join us in a coalition along the Straits of Hormuz, that they're the ones who need this oil.
And they're like, hell no. You guys don't know. This is ridiculous. Anyways, we're going to jump over to this post from Caitlin Johnson. Westerners are about to start paying a lot more attention to the war in Iran as massive U.S.-Israeli escalations point to a coming energy crisis set to impact the whole world. Israel has bombed the world's largest natural gas field in southwestern Iran, reportedly in coordination with the United States. Now that a major red line for Tehran has been crossed, retaliatory strikes have already begun, pummeling the energy infrastructure of U.S. allies in the region, with Qatar reporting that its primary gas facility has sustained significant damage from an attack after Iran issued evacuation warnings for energy facilities, all over the area. Fuel prices are already surging. If Middle Eastern energy infrastructure starts taking extensive damage on top of the already hugely significant Iranian blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, this war could end up affecting virtually every corner of human civilization in one way or another. Westerners are largely apathetic about U.S. military explosives landing on populations on other countries or in other countries, but once it starts having a direct impact on their personal bank accounts, you can expect them to get a lot more interested in U.S. foreign policy. I can tell you that it's very unpopular, this war. This war has been a bit odd for me because as an anti-imperialist peacemonger, I'm not yet entirely sure what my role is in my commentary here. Normally, I'd be begging Westerners to care about another horrific act by the U.S. war machine, but as things stand, it looks like Westerners are going to be forced to care about this one whether they want to or not. Normally, I'd be writing furiously about how people should not support this war, but the war has exceptionally low public support already. Normally, I'd try to be helping everyone open their eyes and recognize the U.S. warmongers for the psychopaths that they are, but the Trump and Yahoo administration is openly waging an unprovoked war of aggression while constantly thumping its chest and boasting about how it's showing the Iranians no quarter, no mercy, and saying it can kill whoever it wants with impunity. Normally, I'd be writing about how the mass media are churning out war propaganda to manufacture consent for more U.S. military butchery, but the mass media keeps putting out stories about how the U.S. government is lying about a war that should never have happened, while Trump administration figures have public tantrums about how the media isn't churning out war propaganda for them. President Trump is on social media babbling about how news outlets should be brought up for charges for treason for not reporting to on an embarrassing story about a U.S. aircraft carrier fire the way he wants. While Secretary of War Pete Hegseth gave one of his fire and brimstone podium sermons bitching about how an actual patriotic press would be framing this war in a more positive light. Do you see what I mean? What am I supposed to do with this? Where does that leave dissident fringesters like myself? All I can do is clear my throat and sheepishly go, I agree with CNN. With Ukraine, the mass media fell all over themselves to hide the West's role in provoking the conflict, framing Putin as an evil, maniacal Hitler figure who just spontaneously flipped out and invaded a country on Russia's border because he hates freedom. With Gaza, the Western press gave nonstop narrative cover to Israel's genocidal atrocities, constantly dragging the public attention into an endless conversation about anti-Semitism and Jewish feelings whenever opposition to the slaughter got too hot. That's just not happening with Iran. It's the first U.S. war I've ever seen where a big chunk of the empire just refused to get on board. The media is not playing along. U.S. allies are telling Trump to get stuffed when he asks for military assistance with the Strait of Hormuz, and the public's not buying the lies. This is a frightening time to be alive, but you can't say we're in a period of stasis. Things are moving faster and faster. They might get a whole lot worse. They might get a whole lot better. They might get a whole lot worse and then get a whole lot better. But it seems a safe bet that the situation won't remain the same. And things like that. Yes, Kate, I feel like a lot of people feel this way. It's no good for the mental health. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for showing up for the music stream the other day, Kate. I appreciate that. I'm going to do another one tomorrow at noon. Another music stream. What do you know? Because that's just how I be rocking these days. And stuff like that. Speaking of and stuff like that. Oh no, we won't go there yet. Trump says he's not afraid of Vietnam-style ground combat in Iran. Okay. You actually should be really afraid of that, Trump. Because I don't think that's going to go very well. If this war is unpopular now, when you start sending troops over there, it's your whatever support you have is going to be completely gone through the floor. More on oil shocks. Airlines have been warned that they will face jet fuel shortages as soon as next month, risking flight cancellations to long-haul destinations at the end of the busy Easter holiday period. Oil traders expect to see shortages of jet fuel from the continued closure of the Strait of Hormuz within the coming weeks as reserve supplies are run down and not replaced. This week, Vietnam became the first country to warn of possible flight cancellations from April after China and Thailand announced that they were halting exports of fuel to maintain their own supplies, especially if we're running around wherever, Indian Ocean or wherever, stealing oil that was bound for China. That could be disruptive. Other countries are expecting to follow suit in the coming days, with industry experts warning that airlines could be forced to stop serving some long-haul destinations because they might not be able to get the fuel for the return journey. Britain is also vulnerable to potential disruption if the conflict continues, as the majority of the country's imported jet fuel comes from Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Yeah. So there is that. I've also seen a lot of posts about airline disruptions or airport disruptions. Flyers face hours-long lines as TSA agents quit amid first weekend without full pay. This is from a few days ago. 2 days ago. There is a partial government shutdown going on among all of this other, cool, fun stuff. Some people can't really appreciate war like the rest of us. TSA administration workers going without full pay have quit, while others have taken unscheduled time off, prompting more travel headaches as a winter storm slammed the Midwest and spring break travelers try to fly. A number of travelers are facing long airport security lines, including at Atlanta International, Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport, and some of the wait times stretched up to nearly 2 hours. More than 300 TSA agents have quit. Whoops. It's not a good time to be trying to travel somewhere, y'all. Probably not. I don't know when the partial shutdown is going to end. When are the TSA workers going to come back? And then you have fuel shortages on top of all of that. Let me see. Dummy Dems fighting to stop funding for ICE, even though they know it's fully funded. Yeah, they're Democrats. What a bunch of maroons. What a bunch of maroons. And that is not support for Republicans, people. if you think that means support for Republicans, please check your swatch to see the time. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that looks like a good time standing in line at an airport. Oh yeah, no, they're all terrible people. I hate them. I hate the Republicans, with a loathing, burning anger. But Democrats are right up there with them. Better the enemy you can see coming. I guess that's why I reserve a special hatred for Democrats, is because they've got so many people convinced that they're the good guys and they really care about you. They're the opposition. Like they really got that on lock, I guess. More people are seeing around it, though. I should hope so. What else? What else is going on? Got a bunch of interesting videos to show you. Here is something that Salt Laker shared on the Telegram.
I will pick copper.
Okay, copper.
We are still completely underestimating how short we are. The asset that is set up to go absolutely parabolic is copper. And the reason is that it is, at least as it stands today, the most useful, cheap, amenable, conductive material that we have. That material manifests in everything from our data centers to our chips to our weapon systems. It's just everywhere. And right now, Jason, we are on a path by 2040 where we will be short about 70% of the global supply at current course and speed. And so I will pick copper. I will pick copper.
Okay.
If you're looking for a long-term bet, I guess that's the one. Sounds good. This guy, this is kind of long, but this guy does a really good breakdown. What's happening during this partial government shutdown and a war on Iran and a energy crisis and et cetera, et cetera. Is that why they stopped printing pennies? Yeah, it cost more to mint a penny than they were worth. What was it? It was like 3 or 5 cents to mint a penny. I don't know. Yeah, that was totally behind it. Well, even though there's not really a lot of copper in the pennies anymore. Don't even think they were fully. Yeah, it was almost 4 cents a penny. I don't make no sense. Yeah. Sorry. I slay me. All right. Let's listen to the need for the resource. Yeah, well, probably that too. Chuck. Well, shoot, and copper is still being stolen, by the yard foot or whatever it is. You got to keep that copper safe, because people will steal all the copper out of your house or out of your wherever construction site, because it fetches some money. Here we go.
I think one of the reasons it's happening so fast because all of it feeds into the Genius Act. Every dollar that's created in a stablecoin has to be backed 1-to-1 with U.S. Treasury. So all of that money actually enters into the system to buy back government debt. So obviously the government really wants this to happen. Tether's already holding, as we know, 141 billion in government bonds. We had Standard Chartered project that it's going to hit 2 trillion by 2028. That's 1 trillion in new treasury demand that didn't exist before through the stablecoin mechanism. And we also made a video that if it's marked as a deposit, the banks get to essentially fractionalize the stablecoins as well, which is a whole nother video. But I mean, they have so many more tools of control and wealth creation now that stablecoins exist. The U.S. Treasury Secretary projected 3.7 trillion flowing through the system. That's more debt absorbed than Japan and China combined. And there's no financial model that accounts for what happens when DeFi enters the loop. We have banking charters, Fed accounts, the law is signed, the infrastructure is running. This is the future of finance, like right now. And I'm telling you, nobody really gets it. Nobody understands anything I just said. Like, no one. Please explain it to somebody. While people are watching.
I don't know. Well, that part is not true. There's plenty of people that have been talking about this for quite a while. Catherine Austin Fitts. For one, Aaron Day. All kinds of people. Whitney Webb. Have all been talking about this exact same thing. They're trying to, the Genius Act, the idea behind the Genius Act is to, inject stable coins into our, try to get us onto a digital dollar, but somehow hypothecate our debt through this little sneaky money stable coin backdoor. All right, good to know, Malcolm. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Aaron Day, here we go. Your phone is your leash, and you're paying $45 for the collar. If you're not following Aaron Day, he, good guy to follow. Got some good information, generally around financial stuff and crypto. But he knows a thing or two. 15 states put your driver's license in Apple Wallet. 250 plus airports scan your face. 44 states share your data with federal hubs, all 50 by 2027. This isn't convenience, it's infrastructure. This is also being done underneath all of this chaos that everybody is like, oh my God, I can't pay attention. And I'm included in that. I can't pay attention. I don't have the bandwidth. It's hard. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on and not like lose your sanity, lose your mind, lose your peace of mind. But it's good to be aware of these things. Real ID enforcement started May 2025. No compliant ID, pay $45 per trip. Submit to biometric kiosks, database queries, and a sworn affidavit. Comply or be grounded. 2, TSA deployed 2,100 facial recognition devices at 250 plus airports. They say it's voluntary. The ACLU says the opt-out signage is hidden and travelers feel coerced. 3, 44 states now share your name, date of birth, license number, and at least 5 digits of your social security number through the S2S hub. Oklahoma and New York just joined in February. 4, every time you flash your digital ID, your phone can phone home to the DMV. Every bar, every doctor, every hotel. 80 plus organizations are sounding the alarm. Nobody is listening. 5, India did this first. 1.34 billion people in Aadhaar, fingerprints, iris scans linked to bank accounts. The EU mandates digital wallets for all 27 countries by November. China just killed online anonymity entirely. A physical ID works between you and the person checking it. A digital ID works between you, the government, and every database they connect it to. That's not an upgrade. That's a cage. 4, indeed, sure. Here's Whitney Webb, kind of in the same vein.
Line, as I've noted in another thing I argue is that Epstein, the type of sex blackmail activity he was engaging in is no longer needed to blackmail people. You can do all of that stuff digitally now.
I swear to God that her face looks different. I know she's had babies and she's gotten older. That is not her face. I swear to God, y'all. This is the second time I've seen a video of her. Maybe not the second time, maybe third or fourth time. I've seen a video of her and just thought nothing about her face looks right. Not her mouth, not her nose. Nothing is the same as what it used to look like. Do you guys see that? Is it me? I swear to God, this does not look like her. The voice sounds similar. Do you think Whitney Webb was taken out and re-hypothecated? I don't know. She just does not look like the same person. Anyway,
I think it's no coincidence that I argue that Epstein told Ehud Barak to check out Palantir, which I argue in my book is really you don't need an Epstein blackmail style operation if you have Palantir operating, and there's a straight line, as I've noted in other past articles, from the Promise software scandal, which involved Israel, the CIA, this exact network, including Robert Maxwell, among other figures that pop up repeatedly in this story, all the way through Palantir's creation as a rebranding of the Bush era Total Information Awareness.
How dirty?
Program.
How dirty is Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, and
showed
their
another video
connections
of her,
with
and I was
Epstein
like, that
in
is not
all
her.
of this?
So I'm obviously no friend of Peter Thiel. I've been very critical of him for some time. Back in 2019, I reported about his co-investment with Jeffrey Epstein in Carbine, previously Reporty, which was headed up by Ehud Barak, and he chaired the board, but they have since rebranded after the initial Epstein story. But that has not stopped them from taking over a litany of U.S. 911 emergency call systems, which they now control, and they're run by IDF people even though they put a few token Americans on their board, it's still an IDF project, arguably a front company if you look at the other types of companies that Ehud Barak was creating with Israeli intelligence veterans in the same period that he created Reporting Now Carbine. Peter Thiel, now we have over the past year, fresh documentation showing Thiel and Epstein's direct involvement in making those investments happen. But Carbine is a direct way to create this type of surveillance system in which Palantir also excels. It no longer says this on its website, but when I reported on them, they had a functionality on their program where if you're calling 911 within a district controlled by this company, they can harvest any and all data off of your smartphone if you use one, and basically create a pre-crime system determining if you or someone near you will call 911 and commit a crime at some point in the future. And again, Palantir is built around and was always envisioned to have the same pre-crime functionality, and has developed obvious and very clear ties to the state of Israel, potentially given this new audio release that may have been forged by Epstein himself.
I don't know, guys. I know this is like a it's a weird angle. This is an older picture of her. No, I feel like this is an older picture of her. I don't know. Maybe she just has a lot of makeup on. I don't know. I know. I will not comment on another woman's mouth unless it has been Botoxed up to her forehead. Looks different. It just, yeah. I don't know. Maybe she's just older. I don't know. I swear to God, her face has really changed a lot. And maybe here, is this an older picture of her? Feel like that might be an older picture of her. Right? Compared to this. This compared to this. Something is off. But maybe we're just seeing a lot of that. Anyways, I'm gonna get off this. But the weird thing is I can't really find any older pictures of her in the search. So anyways, we'll just stop. Speaking of babies or BBs, what is it? Does Uncle Warren, does he have a thing about, he's got a thing about mouths? You got a pretty mouth. Oh, sorry. Bad reference. Okay. One more post on this subject. This is Collapse Chronicles. Talking about rapidly expanding mass surveillance and data collection. The idea of privacy is just no longer relevant. Tired, puffy, change of makeup brands. Yeah. I don't know. Rapidly expanding mass surveillance and data collection deployed against American citizens, particularly activists and immigrants, is driven by a military strategy termed identity operations. In support of individualized warfare, the war has come home. We're rapidly hurtling towards Oh well, hurtling towards or already encased in total surveillance or total information awareness or whatever you want to call it. We're either already there or we're almost already there. Okay, two more things. So much heat around the story of Netanyahu being dead already, which could be very likely. Netanyahu died on March 8th, 2026. Yair, his son, who posts 24/7, took a 7-day break on X from 3/8 to 3/15. That lines up precisely with the Jewish Shiva mourning period. President Trump looked visibly shaken on 3/8. Now they're striking oil fields and hitting civilian infrastructure in response. They wouldn't do that unless something serious happened, like a major assassination. I don't know about that line of logic. I think they like to just do this for whatever. I don't think they need this much of a prompt to just bomb people into oblivion. No. It does also line up with the strange military council absences and event cancellations. He's been missing from major meetings and not really pressing the flesh like he would be. Every video you are seeing of him after 3/8 is AI assisted. Have you guys all seen the videos? The weird videos of him with extra digits?
Of the Iranian people, that light will triumph over darkness, that good will triumph over
They're saying
evil.
watch the shadow.
This year, this holiday has special meaning. Celebrate it with your friends, your family, your loved ones. I take this opportunity to wish you a happy Nowruz, a year of freedom, a new beginning of hope to all of you, my dear friends. Of the Iranian people.
Oh, I don't know.
That light will triumph over darkness.
Well, there's been videos of him having 6 fingers, a video of him with a ring that disappeared while he was moving his hand. Here's him drinking a coffee that never... I don't know. Anyways, the weirdest thing that I've seen is this video of his ear is really bizarre. So this is a new like proof of life video. Look at his ear. Sorry.
And yeah, don't read it.
His ear looks
That's
not
a punch card.
that is bizarre.
Today I raised 2 names on the punch cards, and you see how many more to go on this batch.
Nobody has an ear like that.
My name is not.
Especially not Bibi Netanyahu.
Your name is on the list.
That's
of the
crazy looking.
Good guys.
Thank you.
That's insane.
And what the president.
That's definitely not real.
Are doing is incredible. We're very proud.
I mean, I think have you guys seen all the videos? The weird videos? Hold on. Let me see. Well, what does it mean though, right? What does it mean if he's really dead? Sorry, I'm trying to find. Trying to find this one video. Anyways, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. I'm just seeing a lot of silly stuff. Oh, I guess this is the thing that they're saying. He takes a sip of coffee and it stays 100% full. Not even moved. The foam doesn't even move. So yeah, I mean, okay, let's just assume he's dead, and that there's a hole in the space-time continuum where Netanyahu used to be. What does it even mean? Does it mean anything different is happening? Does it mean weirder times for Israel or for the U.S.? Maybe even more. Means the rest of Israel is just as nuts as he was. Yes, exactly. And they're trying to do a speed run to Greater Israel finish line before everyone finds out. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know that it would make much of a difference. I don't know how long they can keep the facade going. Zionism expects Israel to be destroyed. It means nothing that he is dead. Look for Jeffrey somewhere in the background. I don't know that they can keep the story going for long, and but how long do they have to keep it going? Like, if he's gone, what does that mean for the future of whatever it is we see happening now? Probably not much. Probably not much. They're literally trying to bring about the second coming and their own nation being destroyed as part of the narrative. Yeah. There's the idea that this is all of this is an occult ritual, that they are fulfilling prophecy, that this is, they don't care about, the end of the world or the end of any nation, including their own or our own. Which is, absolutely terrifying to think about. Because what does that mean for us? It means that everybody is just fallout to them. What are we going to do about it anyways? What's up, Caleb? How you doing? If he's really gone, Congress would make a proclamation to drop flags to half-mast, probably. I'm sure. I mean, just like with any other leader, he's not the originator of all these ideas. He's the face of the company that wants these things to go through or go forward. He's the salesman, the marketing rep, whatever you want it to call him. So it wouldn't really matter much. If Trump was gone, it wouldn't really matter much. Things would still, I'm sure, find a way to. But it does seem like they are on a mission to change the map of the world, or change the world as we know it in a very drastic way. And that is, for a lot of people, very frightening. But as Caitlin Johnson said, we don't know where this is going to go. We don't know the end of this. And it may hasten, some transformation on the part of, I don't know, the global population. And you may think that I am absolutely batshit crazy for having that level of optimism or hope. I have no idea. But we've had crazy times in history before. And those times end, and different things happen. So let's hope we can make it through whatever this period is. I don't know. It just doesn't look great. For the most part, I think all of you understand. It's do what you can in your own small way, or in your own, shape your world, your immediate world, as best you can, so that you can live in a way that aligns with your conscience. I think that's really all you can do, because we were at the mercy of some very large and very psychopathic forces at the moment, and I don't know that we have a lot of control over how this ends. But be ready for some change, whether that be bad or good. Be ready for the world to not to not carry on as it has carried on, but maybe there'll be some positivity to come out of this. I'm not sure. All right, guys, I appreciate your time, appreciate your eyes, your ears, and your conscience, and I'll be back on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. If you want to support, forgot to tell you, if you like this channel and you want to support this channel, there's lots of ways to do it in the description box of whatever platform you're watching on. Reflect the Sun is on Odyssey. Proof of a double ear canal. Yeah, I know, it's bizarre. Some justice for his hundreds of thousands of victims, anyway. Yeah. Right. I don't know that it means much, but I might do a little jig if he's dead. And that insane person will deserve it. Okay. Yeah. Kate is saying watch for my live music streams, and I second that emotion. Tomorrow at noon, I'm going to do a live music stream. So tune in to that at Kevin Sandbloom on Instagram, or at Kevin Sandbloom on YouTube, or at Kevin Sandbloom, the #1 on Patreon. Oh, I was going to say, if you want to support the show, links in the description box. You know where they are all at. The Venmo, the PayPal, the Cash App, the Zelle, the Buy Me a Coffee, the Ko-Fi. Right? All those spots. You can support at Patreon, or that's Patreon at Black Bear News, or you can support at Substack at Black Bear News. Thank you, guys. Hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I will see you on Monday. And until next time, beware the bear.